the Pages podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the second read effect, why kids need to hear the same story again.
Yeah, this is a good topic, sir. I mean, this is a good one. I think, it's important. I'm Jimmy. This is Sarah. This is our podcast. Thank you for joining us today.
And always like, subscribe, and share for more. And we appreciate all of your help and love that you give us.
Yeah, our channel is growing. It's 30-something thousand subscribers.
Yeah, I know last night I saw the thing and it was like 30, it was like 3 away from 32,000. I was like, wow, look at that. Like a year ago we had 5.
Yeah, 10. In January last year we had 10 people.
Yeah, and it was all like, hey, go follow my dad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so that's always encouraging when you have, it seems to be something that people are interested in. And, hopefully our topics are prove beneficial.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I guess the key thing to...
I kind of like our topics when we stay on topic.
Yeah.
Sometimes we kind of get off topic, but the topic itself is a good one.
Well, in this particular case, I mean, repeatability or ability. That's one of the things that's important in my career field that as my other life as an engineer. Testing activities have to be repeatable.
Yeah.
And so, if you develop a technique or a process with your children is related to reading, it needs to be repeatable. And so, in order to do that, you have to figure out what fits each child, because not all, as we've discovered, children are created equal. I mean, they're all children, but everyone is different.
But the repetition builds the language, builds vocabulary, the rhythm, and phrasing, and comprehension, and a lot of the comprehension too. Because they already went through it, they know what's going to happen, and then they're able to see again,
right?
Oh, this is why that happened.
Right.
This happened, which caused this other thing to happen.
Well,
the cause and effect.
An unusual application is, most children learn to speak before they learn to read. And it's because they are listening.
Yeah.
And they're hearing what you're saying, and they... Eventually,
well, and the repetition they always say is, even when you're learning a new language as an adult, they're like, the repetition. It's not, on Tuesday at 5 I'll try to learn this language. It's like, I've even heard someone say, like, they put the words in print in stickers or sticky notes all over their kitchen, all over their house. Like, the door is this word, the cups are this word. And just because that repetition and repeatness, the repeatability helps you remember and helps you learn more.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you want. You want to streamline the process. And like I say, repeatability to me is a big part of that. But it's just one aspect of teaching your children to read or to learn. Yeah. One size fits all. Sometimes, it's more... doing while you're reading is the most effective way to learn. And you don't want to get into pop quiz or anything like that.
Yeah.
But once you're through with today's read or whatever,
asking questions.
Ask questions. Like, okay, what did you like best about what we just did, or what was your favorite part?
And even in the middle of reading, what do you think's going to happen next?
Yeah,
they used to always do that in elementary school. I didn't understand why, and it's like, it's because that's part of learning.
Well, the other aspect of it is have you comprehended what's happened up to this point?
Or are you just sitting there listening to the words and then you forget it?
Yeah, enough to anticipate, okay, if this line of thought continues as it is, what's the most likely thing that'll occur?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's that kind of thing. And so it gets you thinking. And then that kind of, the suspense aspect of it is beneficial in that sometimes you get surprised.
Yeah. They like to do that too.
That's not what I thought was going to happen, kind of thing. And so, it's that. And so those are literary methods or tricks, if you will, to engage readers.
Yeah.
And get them engaged and get them interested in what it is your subject is, your story. And it's tried and true and tested, and it's effective. But so that being said, I mean, you know, each child is unique.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole idea behind the snowflake, is that everybody is unique.
Yeah, and like you say, the rereading, but the rereading helps you stick better because it's a story too. It's not a lecture.
Right.
You're not sitting there going, okay, we're gonna learn to read today, and here we go. This. You're reading a story, and
Right.
you might be rereading it, but that sticks better because, like we've said before, stories stick better than lectures.
Yeah.
Because of how
the problem with lectures is eventually you're just sitting there looking and you're not even listening anymore.
Nope.
You're gone in your own mind.
I've done that. That's why I like sometimes doing online school, because it's like, wow, let me rewind that. You can't rewind if you're sitting in like an actual lecture hall.
Right. You have to discipline your mind to take notes and pay attention, and and we're all people, humans, so you're thinking about, like what happened on the way to work, or what happened last weekend, or better yet, what's going to happen this weekend, where you're going to go, and that kind of thing. And so your mind wanders off, and the next thing you know, they're calling your name, and you're like, what?
Yeah, I think they know too. They're like,
can you repeat that, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, people come up with interesting ways of, well, yeah, I understand what you said, but could you say it again?
Yeah.
Because they weren't listening. And so the thing is the best time to teach those mental disciplinary type habits, again, are when they're young.
Yeah.
And so when they get older, they'll be able to focus in on whatever it is that's of interest to them.
So our parent tip is and we can do parent tips because he's a parent and I'm a parent. And he's the expert parent.
It may not be apparent that we're parents, but
Anyway, parent tip of the day is to keep a small repeat shelf or repeat basket, which would be like you rotate it monthly, and you may go through other books throughout the week, but these ones stay for the whole month and you repeat them here and there. And everywhere.
And that, how do you're in the best position as a parent to know what's effective.
Yeah.
But your child is also going to, be making requests also. I want to read this book. I want to read that book. And so.
But sometimes the repeat book is their request, because they have that one book that they're like, man, I really like this book. Let's read this every single day.
Right. So, how do you handle that? You know what I mean? You got to have...
It's so funny, too, because then you get older and you're like, why did I like that book? Like, I mean, our elementary class, we loved that, like, it's like ABC Coconuts or whatever, Boom Chicka Boom, and it goes through the whole alphabet. And we used to love that book, and then I got it for the kids, and I'm like, this book is so dull. It must have been the teacher that made it fun.
Well, it could be, just maybe that's where you were at that time.
Yeah.
That kind of thing was of interest, your taste, they change.
Yeah.
The things that engage you like that. Change, and so, and the same is true with your family and your children. What works today might not work tomorrow. Nope. That's why repetition is a good thing, but I wouldn't...
in moderation.
I wouldn't become committed to it as like, oh, this is the only way. Yeah. Kind of thing. It's good.
Some things are good, like you put your socks on and then your shoes.
Yeah, right.
That's one that you can keep, but then there's other things that it's like, you don't have to wear a jacket every single day, depending on what it's like outside.
That's true, you don't. But, the thing is, you'll have to figure that out. Yeah. You'll have to figure that aspect of what's going on. You have to figure it out and then just do what works for you.
Yeah.
Which is, a repeat shelf is, to me, it's kind of when all else fails, you got this.
Yep.
You can go to this, this was something that was successful in the past. One time, and so maybe we're revisiting it, we can fill the gap while we try to figure out what, so that, from that respect, it's also beneficial. So, yeah. you don't want to overcomplicate the subject, right? But you spend time with your kids, and
Oh yeah.
basically, and then develop your own cadence or your own you know techniques for teaching, learning, spending time together, and let that be your guide. And realize what works over here, this house may not work over there at a different house
Yeah.
or a different home. They have different cultures and different um,
Ways of doing things.
ways of solving problems and ways
Yeah.
of addressing issues and things of that nature is all different. So, you know, we our books basically follow this. They're repeatable. They
Yep.
follow the same.
And that's how I try when I explain it to people. I'm like, they're pretty much all the same, but
Right.
they're different.
Right.
Like they have their little, there's a messenger in each of them. There's normally the first sentence is kind of the same. Except for this one. Normally they say like, my father has a child or a servant. This one says, once I knew a man named Green, strongest person I've ever seen.
Yeah, and so that's the thing, but in general they have the common theme of
and then the rhyming goes through pretty much the same because they're poems, which we've talked about before. They're not regular books; they're poems.
Yeah, and there's the concept of the rainbow and God's mercy, the hearts and love for your fellow man, and that kind
And
of
so
thing.
even though each one has its own story, they all are repeatable in the sense that there's some things that follow each and every one.
Yeah, and the reason for that is, someone may only buy one of these books ever.
Yeah.
And so the thing is if you buy them all, you'll notice the recurring type theme. But if you just buy one book, then this is your shot.
Yeah, at least you got that one.
Yeah. So that's why there's certain aspects of the books that are repeat, concept, repeat theme or whatever. But then the book itself usually has a theme that's different, from book to book.
Oh yeah.
JG's the selfless servant. Rosie was the Proverbs 31 wife. So there's, the theme of the book is different.
Yeah, but there's things in it that repeat.
Right.
So
yeah, and we try to keep the same color scheme and the characters are kind of the same and that kind of thing because that's what you get accustomed to. But someone else writing these types of stories might go some other route.
Yep.
Might choose a different path. Might choose a different, approach, and that's all good too. There's nothing says one way is the best way or anything.
So that is all the time we have for you this time. And don't forget to go. You can get your copy of JG.
It should be. It's in print, so it should be at the Amazon and different places.
Yeah.
About the time this podcast comes out, it should be available.
Yeah. So go get your copy of JG. And Who's Greg's already out? Do I have one? I like to keep them all close. So I have them. You can definitely go get your copy of Who's Greg.
Yeah. Oh, and the good part about Who's Greg is what did we do? We did the virtual book. On Amazon.
It's on the Kindle.
On Kindle.
Well, I think all of the other ones are, but we put this one on Kindle. So all the other ones are like $9.99, and this one's $2.99.
Right. Initially, it's $2.99. It's good sales, good price.
Well, I think they put it down lower. You want me to check it out?
Yeah, I think they did, and the thing is I think the reason I think they did that was the initial offering, but it'll after a certain period of time it'll go back up. So if that's something you're interested in, now's the time.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, or
I like to have the paper copy, but we know some people like the virtual copy, and I got the email the other day that it is up.
Yeah. So
Who is Greg?
So anyway.
Who is Greg? Kindle Unlimited. This is not sponsored by Kindle.
Okay. Well, so anyway, the book's available there, and like I say, JG will be available pretty soon. We got our little giveaway going on the Facebook page. 3 lucky winners will get a paperback And then, there'll be other activities after that.
Yeah, it's $2.99 right now on Kindle. So you can go get your copy of Who is Greg on Kindle for $2.99.
That's a pretty good price.
Pretty good price.
Yeah. So it's a good book too. Greg the Evangelist.
That is all the time we have for you this time on the Between the Pages podcast. We will see you next time.
Yeah.
And like, subscribe, follow, and share, comment.
Thank you very much.
Tell us what 5 to 10 books are in your repeat shelf.
There you go.